the last person to shut that one for me too, please. Perfect. All right, as soon as you pass the wooden door down here, you're in the cave.
Wait. Be careful. Make sure you don't slip.
Oh yeah, you don't like spiders, do you?
Watch it over the rail.
Me neither. At least I got electricity.
Oh, good thing there's lights.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little
Ooh, getting chilly.
Do you like them? Most caves do. So this is our cavern entrance. In here, what I do is I'll take a second, I'll explain some of the things you can see. That way you know what you're looking at as we continue the tour. I always start with the ceiling. These are called stalactites. They're always sharp and pointy. They're made just like icicles, water that comes from the surface above us. Down here, we have a stalagmite. They're always dull or rounded from the water that drips from the stalactite, hits the ground and builds them from the surface up. They got their names from grease it meant to drip and to drop. When you see them growing together like these are doing, they are turning into a column. Biggest column in our cave is right here. It is 17 feet tall and 40 feet around. They call it Goliath. And then behind everyone, that formation that you can see going over the ledge is called drapery because it drapes over. This is where I like to explain how these formations are made. When water hits the surface above us, it picks up the element carbon from the soil. That makes the water a weak carbonic acid. It's not strong enough to hurt us, but it dissolves the mineral calcite from this limestone. When the mineral water goes over the edge, some of the mineral is deposited and the water continues its journey. That looks like a stone waterfall because that is exactly what that is. And then right here on the edge, you can see all these holes. A lot of people think this is petrified coral because of its appearance. This isn't coral, this is a phenomenon. It's called cave fitting. The water that makes its way in here will reattach to the surface just like it's doing right here. And it eats little pits from this side as well. Our next area is the bridal room, and this is where the first recorded underground sits.
Build me a house in here.
This was their bridal column. This is exactly where they got married.
What? Ooh.
Super cool. One of the cool things that you can see in this room is your first look at crystallized calcite. You can see it right here. The reason it sparkles like that is it has a property, it's called double refraction, and takes one beam of light, splits it into two unique beams. What that means is if you try reading through this crystal, you see two images of the word you're trying to read. It's pretty fun to play with. That's crazy. It really is. If you flip that stone, one of the words flips and the other stays the same. It'll really mess with you. Above me, this is called a flow zone. This is different from the other formations because this is where water was actively flowing through this, and it physically beat this formation into the surface. You're welcome to touch it. This is wet from humidity. It's not growing formations.
Parker.
Stay with us.
Walk carefully, sir.
Touch it.
What the world? It tastes like.
Try not to have any touch.
things from last
How do they get a light in there?
So you gotta watch the back of your head, but make sure to look straight up. This is what's called a whirlpool pillar. Water gets trapped and it washes around the stone until the stone that remains looks like a whirlpool. If you look at the roof, you can see it was acting like an upside down creek bed from the pressure of the water that was on it.
That's crazy.
Where'd that water go?
All the way to our lake.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
No, there is no chance.
All of a sudden.
The second whirlpool pillar is our largest one, and that might make you feel better about that water being gone. And it goes all the way down to our second floor.
Oh.
And one of the things people don't really think about when I mentioned it is how much mud the Boy Scouts had to dig out from this hallway. When you go through, if you look to the left and the right of you, you can see the mud stain the side of it, just like waves. And that's how far these guys had to dig it out. I was told they were originally crawling through this hill.
No.
Look. See?
Start going.
Parker.
Like on there. Look.
There's a whole other size, an insane amount of mud.
Oh, the brown head. Cool.
Is that where we just came from? Oof. I'm just glad I can get out.
I'm catching in the alley.
If you're 8 foot tall, you're in trouble. Hey, look.
So the reason I showed you cave pitting in the first room was so you could tell the difference in here. This is petrified coral. You can see the holes are much more intense and there's many more of them. The reason I stop us here specifically is above me, the tiny stalactites, they form so hollow, they're called soda pop straws because you can break one off and drink a soda pop from it. You can see that right there, how hollow they are.
Can I touch one?
Now you should never ever drink something out of a soda pop straw from Mars. Calcite is calcium carbonate. It would be like drinking it through a dirt flavored Tums straw.
Where's got a flashlight? It's back there.
I mean that's exactly what calcite is Tums. It's calcium carbonate.
whole thing is all part of the water.
Oh yeah, like actually look here.
So we can make a Tums plant out of this.
That's what it's called.
All right, so if you look above you, you can see this is nothing but fossils. I mean, this is a crinoid stem. I mean, the entire thing. Actually, right above you, young lady. Oh, you almost missed it. That's a shark's tooth right there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's right here. It's the black piece.
Oh my goodness.
If the kids get up here, they can touch it. Just watch their eyes, okay, so that it doesn't fall down
See
in
that
their
black
eye.
part right here?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Whoa. Where? Right here.
There you go. Look at you guys. Spotted it right
The
on.
tooth is very cold.
This is very cool.
Yep, it is.
Don't jump. Jump, you might hit your head on that.
I'll turn the flashlight.
In the year 1955, Alabama declared all of its caves fallout shelters. Ours was no different. They said they could stick 9 tons of supplies down this hole and that 3,000 people could survive on them for 14 days. They did not take into account that many people would have collapsed the air supply in 11. We keep this on the tour to remind people caves are terrible fallout shelters. When we went down there and checked what food they were left non-perishable crackers and lemon drops.
11 days on that.
Are you going that way?
And the worst part is there would have been no protection from the radiation in here at all. Before the elevator shaft, the bats were hibernating in here. It just wasn't as easy for them to get in. There is micro holes all through. The bats can fit through, frogs can fit through, other small animals. So if they can get in, water with radiation can get in as well.
Oh, true story. See how to dig a pit.
So we know not to go hide in the cave.
Nope.
We can hold the rails.
We would have to dig our own.
Yeah. Ooh, that looks like it's
My hands feel like
On your right, you get your first chance to see and touch calcite. You're right here. It looks exactly like quartz crystal.
Be careful.
The way to tell the difference is something called a scratch test. If you can scratch it with metal, it's calcite. You cannot scratch quartz with metal. That's why people use it for cutting boards and counters. Oh yeah, there's a lot of fun
what do I
stairs
hang
in here.
on to?
You hold on.
Right there, old man.
How many stairs are
Look how they made the stairs and how cool it is.
Mm-hmm.
like how we made these?
So these stairs were made back in the day?
By the Boy Scouts. They're not just,
Come down here and do this.
well, they wouldn't be letting them do that now, would they?
With it running.
Smell it different.
Making it and the cup holder.
Smells irony. Oh, the smell of irony.
We're trying to slow it down. Well, look at the hole.
Right above me, there's a really cool, I didn't mean to scare you, buddy, a really cool hole in the ceiling. A lot of people wonder how this happened. This is where the cave was back flooding, and it washed this specific area out. When you walk forward, you'll be able to see the way the water broke the roof until it washed this area out.
Hold on, Bigger.
And you can follow it, it's like a straight line, see?
What's in here? Well, I don't know if that light works.
That's building.
Put that in your pocket.
Whoa,
Look
look,
how
Mom.
beautiful.
That's flowing word.
Whoa.
Goodness.
Ooh, somebody done broke that off.
They probably worked enough for their.
Keep that, Mom.
I'm looking.
So right here, right now, we are 110 feet below the surface.
I was just about to ask
That
that.
being said, I do like to explain, we did not walk into the earth 110 feet. What happened is we were walking up a hill, and then we started walking into the cave. As we walked into the cave, the hill continues to rise above you. That's how we get at this depth. That is a lot of stone that's above us, so it takes the sun a long time to heat it all up, and the winter a long time to cool it all down. That's why our cave's never been below 58 or above 63 degrees, as it radiates that 5 degrees from
It's
it.
the perfect temperature in here, though.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
amazing.
And then this young lady asked me about the bumps on the floor. This one is hard to really believe, but what these bumps are, this is just clay that the water trickled through, and when it finally dried, it left behind these bumps. Right? Look right here. Look, you can see on the floor.
Ground.
See where somebody's picked up the
We
bumps?
walked on earlier, so we saw the dead bird.
That way. Go live with your cave people.
No.
Hey,
We might find some of your family ancestry in here. I mean, you're related to everybody.
Oh, that's the rock they were talking about before.
Yeah, don't touch that rock.
Oh,
Touch one rock, it all falls.
so uncomfortable.
That is what we call a stalagmite. That is a man-made pipe to trick you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't make it though.
Oh my goodness. Parker, do not.
Oh no.
They have me tell you this story here that if two people in love take that leap and survive, you will be in love forever.
Let's go.
I don't think so.
Perish, the other would never find their true love. And this is where I tell you guys, if you have to test love, buy them a dog, see how they treat it, and go from there.
There you
Don't
go.
jump off a ledge. That's
That
crazy.
sounds better.
Can I see it?
I don't know how to get that light back
I
there.
like that.
What is that purple light?
Seriously, every single one of
It's just
these
something like that.
It's made by this Boy Scouts.
Get in there,
They're all
I'll take a
cinder
picture.
blocks.
Bend down.
When they first leave the stairs, so they have the book in the gift shop. It's not for sale or anything. It's the nature center. I'm sorry, but it's the 3-ring circus, and in the forward of it, it has one of the Boy Scouts writing about his experience starting here, and he was one of the young ones. So they actually, the older Boy Scouts came through and built rope ladders just so the little ones could get in to help. I mean,
wow.
and it was an awesome project.
This is crazy. Like, to think about that engineering feat
Somebody's drug up
by
there.
children, so to speak, you know.
And Mr. Rickles honestly
People walk on the roof.
thought he was doing them the greatest favor he could. He was preparing them for manhood, how to lay cement, how to take care of it.
That's nothing.
Right. Makes sense.
So if you're a Star Wars
That's what's holding it up.
fan, on the right, that's our crashed Imperial ship.
Whoa! Imperial Star Cruiser. Straight ahead.
What are these white? Star Wars and Star Wars.
That is fake snow, buddy. We do a winter event.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's right. The Google pictures look good.
Oh, we're going down that way after this way. You'll see. It's one big circle.
Whoa.
This is my pet dragon. Can you guys see him?
Oh,
Whoa.
I see him.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait, I can't take this one.
Yep, she sees him. You do
The
too?
light is right there.
take a picture.
Yep.
It's like, it's like the fire coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. I have like a million pictures.
These are the rocks I was telling you to be careful about. So we can't jump or pull on them.
Oh, because they're all.
It is a power line.
Yeah, that's mine.
Grace.
This is so cool. We have a thousand
It did just form by itself.
Take a picture of the wall.
See, when we build a house, I want the wall to look like that.
She asked, what if the ceiling falls on us? I asked my manager the same thing, and
Now I'm gonna have a
they
panic attack.
assured me that our Atlas stone holds up the cave.
There you
We
go.
should not be asking questions like this. Panic attack mode.
That's what's holding it up.
Oh, there it is. That is it.
It's the Atlas Stone.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
Hold your breath.
You're right.
Over. Tiptoe.
What holds up the cave?
So not all rocks form the same. Sometimes they have hollow spots in them, and I know that sounds a little weird, but when they do have hollow spots in them like this, you get a really cool effect. We call this the caveman drum.
What? That's how you.
Give it a good hit.
That's how they call people from the other side.
That's how I call our ancestors. Call them that.
So here's something really cool that you can do. You just have to be patient with each other and have a cell phone. If you take your phone and you put it on video, then put the flash on. Yep, video and flash. And then you move it across up here, it'll cause the calcite to refract. You can record it and show it to friends and family.
Dinner bell.
Time to eat.
You're not trying to flash?
Alright, go to video.
We have to take a video of the flashlight.
Run and come back,
Video
Garth.
first. Yeah, now go to video. Hit video right there. Alright, now hit flash and then hit, I need, turn it off. You've got an iPhone. There you go. Now hit record.
Look, way over there.
Imagine crawl over there.
No. Mm-mm.
Maybe crawl over there in the cave.
The cave.
No, it's called the sim. Is it?
So I can make sure people aren't messing up the cave. Yeah, you guys seem like a good group, but you know, you never know.
How do you do that?
The Army has this cool phrase, it's called trust but verify.
Yep.
Oh, we're not gonna. No.
Add a little monkey ball to it, and you're good.
Alright, so what I have you guys do here is go in and find you a nice place to take a seat.
Parker.
I mean, anywhere's fine, I'm not very picky.
She's like, okay.
So the reason I have you guys come and sit in here is because we do complete darkness in here. We are 175 feet below the surface right now. This is the deepest part of the cave.
Oh man.
That's why there's no stalactites, no stalagmites, drapery, any of that stuff. Even that looks kind of like a stalactite, that's called a pendulum. It was formed by the counterspin of the last Whirlpool Pillar that's right over here.
Parker.
So, we are going to go turn out the lights. Before I do, they have me go over some myths for you. They say that people believe that if you're in the dark for a month, that you could go crazy. That's false. Sad truth is, you were already crazy. Now you're stuck in the dark.
That's right.
The only difference. The second myth is you can go blind from being down here a couple of years. There was a condition people used to get. It was called miner's eye. They lost the ability to focus directly in front of them, but they didn't lose their peripheral vision, so you don't go completely blind. And then the last is so absurd. It's that you can become an albino person being down here 10 years. We are born that way or not. The cave has no effect on it. You might get a little paler, but you go hit the sun, tan right back up. All right, I'm going to turn out the lights.
Okay. 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 We ain't gonna see nothing
It's gonna be okay. It's real quick.
other than the light on it.
Ready?
I'm going to count down from 3 so you guys aren't surprised. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
You out of your mind.
Uh-oh.
Don't you?
I can't see.
I know.
Alien invasion with some of those shoes, the light up shoes. If you look above you, you can see why we call this the diamond room.
Whoa.
And
This is like Dan.
So where did that come from?
Dan?
good question. You see how this looks dirtier than the rest of the calcite you've been introduced to?
Yeah.
So all of this calcite was applied to the ceiling
Don't
through the
move.
process of cave fitting, like in the
You should wait
first
till we get
time.
outside.
But because of the way this room was spinning and had so much mud in it, it brought particles of the soil with it as well, and that's why it's brown and looks dirtier than the rest of the calcite.
What?
It's pretty though, this year.
Agreed. All right, that area is off limits, but what I normally do is I turn on the light and I let the parents decide if they'll let the kids go check out that little area. That's where the Boy Scouts would hide from their Scoutmaster when they didn't want to do extra work. That is the only entrance and exit. There's nowhere for them to go in there.
Okay.
I'll go with you, Parker. I'll go with you.
My question is though the writing. Like where did the writing come from?
People.
Like lately?
Yes, probably.
You guys got the only tour guide for kids. I never like to explore.
Hold on. Hold on. Make sure he says it's okay.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's good.
Watch your head.
The writing up here is just people recently.
I can't.
It's from all sorts of time. That's why I walk backwards a lot, just to make sure nobody's doing
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
But
That's
a lot of
alright.
them can't walk backwards. They're 16 and they can barely walk forward.
I can't believe they do that.
Tiny. Bigger.
That's not nice. It's a hideout. How long ago do you think the Boy Scouts did the stuff in here with the mud and the rocks and?
The project began 1950 and ended 1971.
Oh wow.
By 1959, they had completed this side of the cave. This was done. And then they had gone back the other way and started all the way to our elevator shaft. The main issue that caused them so much time after that was our way out's 110 stairs. And I mean, it's at this angle, and then it spins.
Okay.
And so that's what caused them the most.
Oh.
They poured an entire lake platform. I mean, that pool outside was built by those guys. They did everything.
That big pull out?
Yeah.
That's huge.
They did all
They
of
did a
it.
good job.
They don't make the Boy Scouts do that anymore.
No.
Right, that's why I was like, when did this happen?
And now that the kids aren't here, like one of the Boy Scouts came back and gave this tour in his 80s, and he was talking about how they used to hide Pabst Blue Ribbon in the other caves
I would have
and
loved
go
it.
out there and one or two when he wasn't paying attention.
That's funny.
That would have been fun.
I was like, man, I should just follow this guy around for a week and live
Yeah.
forever.
You would have the good information.
Wait, no. Yeah. Jeffrey Bezos.
Alright, now come on.
Okay,
Let's go.
that's me. What? Are we almost done? I'm gonna go out.
We're about halfway, buddy. Sorry. Are you looking forward to the pool?
Oh, jeez. Actually, I'm supposed to sit up right now. Let little people.
She's already got hers.
We are little people. My legs are on fire.
So for those of you that came for some really good pictures, you can look in here and see the last Whirlpool Pillar. But one of the cool things the Whirlpool Pillar did was it came down and it shot this formation through the ceiling.
Beautiful.
And it looks amazing on film.
That is awesome.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Look at that little hole up there.
What?
I see it.
Careful up there.
Parker, what are you doing? Am I lucky man? Come on. Let's go. Did you get hurt in your head?
Need a picture?
See all that up there? It's like
Big one.
it's like an underground river, dude.
Yes.
It's insane.
That is weird.
It's just an amazing space.
All that calcite down there.
Did the Boy Scouts do the lights too?
I do not believe they did the lights. I was told that the first time they ran these lights, it was copper wire and insulators.
Ooh.
I think that one was Mr. Rickles. And in Mr. Rickles' books, he has a picture of him just messing with electricity, getting shocked.
This one?
I mean, it was a whole nother era. The guy that wrote that forward, his name was Louis Dismuse, and he did guard duty a lot here at 13, and they just gave him a 6-shooter and left him at the entrance. And he's got a story in there about a bobcat sneaking in inside this cave, and him trying to get it out, but being too scared to fire.
And the Boy Scout hideout, or
It's a wire.
Look.
That's neat.
This is
Parker, wait.
Gary, the pet snail.
Just how? What is it? What is it?
Turbo.
Parker.
These are my cave shoes.
You got cave shoes now? Where'd he go?
Stay back here. I'm trying to get her.
Who?
Parker.
My bad.
You want me to cave them?
Oh, they got a light out.
We're halfway done. Are we halfway
Oh,
done?
Combustion.
Too long.
They call this the upside down Grand Canyon.
Wow.
That's not too long.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Looks like a river was flowing up there.
Right now we should be close to 120 feet still.
Don't touch the rock water.
Do not touch those rocks. One little tiny rock.
Watch your head there.
We haven't been going down.
Oh, look, they marked it out.
What? I mean,
Cool. Look at that rock here.
I'm not allowed to go to Louisiana. My degree's in horticulture and I'm obsessed with plants and my wife's scared that once I hit the bio, I'm never coming back.
That's what her sister did. She went for biology and everything like that. She studied a specific type of bee that only grabs
Hey, we came from here.
orchid, and both of those other species.
That's what's holding up the
natural
caverns.
bees went away, the orchid wouldn't survive, and
The orchid goes away, the bee.
yeah.
why did we come back?
It is. I mean, like a lot of people don't
was a big
understand.
Yeah, they really did.
It was
Really
like
don't
a huge
understand
circle.
Like
ecology basis of. Yeah. Yeah, my buddy, he grows some of the best.
So, we are about to go poke a fossil of this guy right here. I have given this tour for about 5 years, and notice whenever I said sea lily, people kind of didn't know what I was talking about. So I downloaded a video so you can see what you're touching a fossil of. It's called a sea lily. So, you see all those little tentacles? That's what you're going to be touching a fossil of. Look, that's when they get old. They grow so many of them they can't swim anymore, and they just walk around the ocean like this guy. And so when I say crinoid stem, it's part of those little tentacles, and it would look like somebody put a bolt right into the wall. So we're going to go see a crinoid stem, one of these guys, a sea urchin spawn, and a shark's tooth.
So there was salt water that went through here?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow.
We are
That's the ocean.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know.
I still got the keys for our hotel.
That's the only kind of water there is to go through here. Hmm?
The ocean?
Yeah. The whole United States was underwater.
I'm trying to figure out.
Haven't seen any random animals down here yet.
No, that's how they keep the door shut.
Blast
You can
water.
see these holes the more we go this side. It's right there. They call them cupolas. What they are signs where the cave was flooding. When the water gets so high, it permeates the stone. It goes into the stone, and then when it starts draining, this area is now heavier than the surrounding limestone, so it falls out. The next time it floods, it's got an easier path. It goes straight up, does it again, falls out more. And that's why they look like bubbles above you. You can count the way they flood.
Whoa, look above you.
Some of them go very far.
Hello, can I say hey?
Watch out behind you.
Hello. Hello.
The one above you guys just keeps going.
Yeah, look.
Let me see. Oh, that's cool.
It's like a drill.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that one perfect.
Whoa. That was even bigger. Even bigger. Even bigger. It's like too big.
When you're taking the path of blood, the path that you see on the right
Whoa.
is where the Whirlpool Pillar from the second floor comes out.
For the what?
Not yet. Stand on this one right here. I'm going to show you something cool. This was the Boy Scouts room. They called it the animal room. So the reason they called it the animal room is they saw a lot of animals. This one's The first one, it's Big Al, the elephant. You can see his ears and his nose.
The nose is so fat.
And right? All right, so if you shift a little more this way, you'll be able to see this guy real good. This is my melting chocolate bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.